Going live. Redirecting to the page. Boom. All right. Recording's on. We're live. And we're good to go. What's up? Real Nurture. How we doing today? Jeff Broger here with my co-pilot.
Got Chris in the house.
That's right. And we're here to build live in front of you some of the newest features that ManyChat has to offer. Super exciting. But before we do that, I want to make sure that I go over the notes because honestly, at the end of the day, we got to make sure that you guys are doing the basics, the fundamentals. And the first one is sharing this whole thing with your friends. Don't keep this a secret. If you think that anyone in your team or if you're an agency, any other agencies would benefit from this, share it with them. You know, you can sign up as an affiliate, send them the link, and they can instantly start getting this stuff set up. Reason why is because every single new user we have, and then every single new lead they create that then texts a question and breaks the bot, it makes it better for everybody, right? So let's get a ton of people in this. The goal is 1,000 by December 31st. So let's go. Share this with your friends. Don't be selfish, be selfless. And if you need that affiliate link, then we'll drop that for you. So here's the affiliate link. I'm going to drop that in the comments. Let's go to Facebook. Boom, affiliate link. All right. That way you could sign up if you haven't already. And then you automatically get 25%. So that if you get 4 people to join, then guess what? Your realnurture.io subscription is free. And then if you go above and beyond, you can even pay for some ad spend. All right. Last episode. What did we do last time? Well, we dove in and we went ham on some cool stuff. What did we do, Chris? Do you remember? Or has it been a whirlwind?
I mean, we went through just a breakdown of what the SMS and the email features are. We were just kind of showing them the basics and how they are working. But we didn't really talk about the system behind it and all the functionality, right? Like what is automation and how does automation make your business better? So
Yep.
I think that's kind of what we're looking to dive into a little bit more today.
Yeah, so we're going to do a nuts and bolts episode. Last week, it was all theory, philosophy. Hey, this is what's new. This is kind of like what it is. Now we're going to show you how you can implement it. And also just a little preview of what we're building on the back end that you're going to get access to once we release the new template update. So we're really going to dive into like, okay, cool. ManyChat can send SMS now. ManyChat can send email now. Now what? Right? So we're actually going to go and build the flow right in front of you in just a minute. I want to celebrate some VIPs. Is that all right?
Let's do it.
All right. So I'm stoked that my boy Colin Wilson just signed up. So Colin is a good friend. He used to do solar sales and he was elite, super high up, crushed it in solar. Now he's switching over to real estate and he's starting to generate some leads. So he was working with a separate company. He's adding STEEZY and Real Nurture. And basically, we're going to help him ramp up his lead gen and his lead nurture. He really loved how we were using Messenger, which no one else is really doing. So Colin Wilson, welcome. He just joined today. Hopefully he's on it or he catches the replay. And then Aaron Bador, he is a agency owner. And so a couple of agencies have recently come in that run real estate Facebook ads. And so Aaron and his team, we were on a call either last week or the previous week, but I want to give him a shout out because super nice. And, you know, they already have multiple real estate clients that they're going to be onboarding. And that's exciting because once again, we got this growing. We're just growing every day. It's pretty exciting. And I'm excited that you guys are a part of it. So thank you for the last couple of VIPs. And then Lyndon as well. Lyndon Mo, he's out on the East Coast. I had a chat with him. I actually onboarded him or like helped him get onboarded on a Saturday just because I was like just about to like head off to something and I saw him come in. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take care of this right now. And he was like, I didn't expect it to be you. But I was like, hey, man, it's all about the customer. You just came in. I saw it. I'm going to help you out. Lyndon has been doing a lot of Facebook ads. Like he's getting leads for like $1 out in the East Coast. And now he's stoked to have the nurture aspect in place. So that's just a couple. I could go on, but keep using this stuff, keep asking us questions. And my goal is for you guys to generate as many freaking leads as possible so that we can all help to train this AI knowledge base and just have it be so good that they don't even know the bot is talking to them, right? And that will help the agents follow up and get instant answers back to the home buyers and sellers, and just makes it better for everybody. So I want you guys to be wildly successful, and that's how we're going to all grow. So that's the VIP shout outs. Last thing, one last thing. Subscribe to the concierge bot if you haven't already. That's a big one. I mean, this is the whole point of being in this program, is so you can get support. So subscribe to the concierge bot. I just dropped the link as well under this live. So make sure that if you're in this program, you gotta subscribe to it. The reason why, you just message us if you have any problems. We don't want you to get stuck and just be paying $40 or 99 or however much this ends up being in the future. And we don't want you just paying and not getting results. If you get stuck, shoot us a message. Boom, we'll help you right away. Lyndon shot a message today. Guess what? I recorded a 45-second video, helped him out. He's like, awesome, thank you. And he's moving on to the next thing, right? Subscribe to the concierge bot. My whole team watches it, and we can help you out instantly. So just, that's it. That's all I got. Okay, this week is over now. No, I'm just we're ready to get started. So I'll kick it off to you, Chris.
Yeah. So let's talk about why automation is useful, right? So with this being said, the process that we've got put together, everything that we're doing with the chatbot, everything that is designed to create a simpler process for conversations, right? Now with the SMS platform and the email platform being able to just get everywhere, like ManyChat is not just on Messenger now. We can send out to text messages and the emails. Let's talk about this, like the strategy behind that. Think of it as essentially a waterfall, right? And as people go off that waterfall, they go straight into the content, which is the chatbot. When they're in that chatbot, sometimes they get lost in just the shuffle of things, and we want to get them to go back through and re-engage in the bot, and not only re-engage in the bot, but get the value that we've created for you guys. So to do that, we have kind of like a stair step now. So instead of going straight down into the content, now we have a stair step that can say, all right, they're not getting anything inside of the messenger because they haven't interacted with us in a while. And with the new terms of service, we only have 24 hours to send them some sort of a follow-up. So we've kind of got those golden handcuffs where we can only do so much with the messenger platform. Now we have available options where we can say, all right, let's jump into the SMS and send them a text. Yeah, and what's great is if they do click on that link, that re-engages your 24-hour window. So now all of that great content that's already in the platform that is mobile friendly, that is, human-based, and all of these other great things that we've already got, one simple text puts them right back into that sequence. And then the second staircase is, let's say, we don't want to blast them with text messages all the time. We want to hit them in a different place, have that omni-channel presence. So now we're hitting them up in their email. And again, if you see one person that is in one place, you think of them as like small potatoes, right? But if you see that person or that brand everywhere, they're in your email inbox, they're following me on the ads, like that pair of shoes, when you go to Amazon.com and you look at a pair of shoes, isn't it crazy how those pair of shoes, they follow you everywhere? Eventually, when you're ready, you buy those pair of shoes because you see it enough times. You're like, you know what? I've been thinking about this for a month now. I'm just going to go out and get it. Same concept here. You don't just message them on Facebook. You don't just message them inside of Messenger, whether they're on their desktop or their phone. Now you can send them a text that just gets them one more channel. Everybody checks different channels in different ways. And we did talk about it briefly with the mobile wallet and things like that, having your personalized brand. That's another channel that's going to re-engage people into your system. So essentially what we want to do is create a system that not only engages people day to day in the bot, gives them the value, but now we're going to push them a little bit further to say, hey, it looks like we haven't heard from you in a while. Are you still interested? Click the link below to get the latest update. And you give them a reason to want to click it. You don't just fish for them and say, I hope they click this link because it's been 2 months and I just sent them something and I want them to like it. You send them something of value, right? So you basically just say, here's some amazing thing that we just did. Do you want to check it out? Yes. Okay. Here's that thing. Click this link to get it. And you continue to give them value. It may be something you already have in your bot. So for us, in the bot that we've created for you guys, we have the white papers for both the sellers and the buyers. We've got a ton of different sequences that basically just promote follow-ups and things like that, right? So let's say they're in the 6-month follow-up and you noticed that you're seeing a lot of drop off in week 3 or 4 or even month 2, right? Because it's a 6-month follow-up. You can then plug in an SMS into that specific flow that says, hey, we can't technically send you anything after the 24-hour windows. This is where a big drop off is. Import an SMS feature that is now going to move them to the next stage. Be like, hey, it looks like you saw the first 3 months of content. I've got 3 months more. I haven't seen you in a while. If you're still interested, here's the latest thing. And then you actually name it what that next follow-up would be. So for example, I'm actually going to jump into the flow real quick.
Jump into it. Let's see it.
So I'm going to share my screen, go into the 6-month lead nurture, right? So let's say going through this list, they get all the way down to, let's just call it day 92, right? And this is where we talk about the illegal secondary suites. If they missed the previous content, right? They didn't see the stuff before this message, and we want to specifically send them this message because we know there's a ton of value behind this, right? Maybe you know that a lot of your buyers that are looking, they want to have a addition or something that they're going to be renting out, or maybe they do an Airbnb, or maybe they do something where you know that that's their interest. You're their agent. You should know these things. So when they don't get this message, and you can see who has been sent this message, who has opened and clicked this message. So because of the terms of service, we're going to have conditions that say, if they haven't interacted in the past 24 hours, do not send this message. We'll then send a bypass, and I'm just going to build it. So you guys get to see this live as we go through. So what we're going to do is we're going to build in a condition. And these conditions are super simple. It's just if this, then that. So this is going to ask, all right, if this person's last interaction is more than 1 day ago, which is 24 hours, right? That's going to keep us safe. We're just going to drop this over here. We're going to make this the starting step. So we say, all right, if their last interaction is more than 1 day ago, do not send them this first message. We're actually going to send them an SMS.
Boom.
And we'll say, hey, and we'll get to put in their merge field so we can say their first name and all that good stuff. So we don't miss out on that.
Oh, and show people how you did that.
Okay. So right here, this little guy, these little JSON squigglies, you click on that, it drops down all the different options that you can have, as well as the custom user fields. So we're collecting custom information from the clients, as in their address, their phone number, what they're looking to do, like how many beds and baths. So you can customize SMS messages to your members saying, hey, I know you're trying to buy a 3-bedroom house. Because you have that custom field, boom, you just put that in there. You can do that. So that's how you make a more human SMS automatic, right? So automation, like we talked about very early on, is to make consistent processes that you do over and over again, very redundantly to a mass audience, the one-to-many, very simplified, very efficient. But with the ManyChat system, you can also make it very personalized.
Boom.
So it's all about the content. It's all about making it fun and user-friendly. Like if I just send out a spam message that says, hey, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Here's some great content. Chances are you're not going to want to buy it. But if it says, hey, Susan, I know you're still looking to buy 3 houses in the Las Vegas market. I just got some really great updates for you. Go ahead and click this link to check it out. She's like, you know me, you know what I'm looking for. You know where I live. I'm going to check out this link.
3 houses. Yes.
Right. So we're going to put just
real quick. I just thought of something as well. So I would like to go on a personal mission and find out how we can offer dynamic follow-up based on their save search through SMS. So where we could give them kind of like a daily or a weekly follow-up based on their save search. That would be super cool because it's done through email, and this is something that I've wanted through ManyChat. And it didn't even really hit me until you opened that and showed like the buying bed bath and all those other the custom user fields that we already collect. And I was like, wait, we could save a search and then populate a search on the MLS and then like reply back daily, weekly, whatever, with some new listings that have just popped up. So super interesting. Just literally thought of it right now. But if you guys think that would be a really cool feature, then type hell yeah in the comments and then either drop hashtag live or hashtag replay.
And if you guys need help selling your in Vegas, Colin, he just commented, he's got you. So if you want to sell 3 houses or buy 3 houses in Vegas, Colin, we're going to send them your way. All right.
Love it.
All right.
I just clicked into the live. Hey, go ahead. Keep going.
No worries. So we're going to do, hey, first name. We know I can spell. You are looking for, and we're going to type in that 3 bedroom. So buying bed and bath, and we're going to put in, so your fallback, guys, the fallback is your catch all. If you have somebody that is in a sequence or is a new subscriber and doesn't have any data, your fallback is going to be that default message. So when you're putting these together and conceptualizing what you want to say, we're going to say, hey, first name. So, hey, Susan, we know you're looking for, and if they don't have buying a bed or a bath number in that custom field, we'll say a home. And again, so my mom's a real estate agent and she told me something very cool, and we're going to start implementing into our bot. A home is something that you talk to for a buyer. A house is something you talk to for sellers, because a seller wants to make it less personal. So you call it a house. A home is something you want to buy and make it your house, right? Or your home, because it's home is where the heart is. So that is something I would like to put in here. So we know that this is a buyer's sequence. We want to talk about a home instead of a house. So we're going to say, we know you're looking to buy a home, and we're going to say 3 bed, 3 bath if they have that information stored. And then we're going to say now we got to find the agent's market.
It was service area.
Service area, that's what it is. So we're going to do realtor service area.
Boom.
So now we know, if we know you're looking to buy a home in the Las Vegas area, call Colin.
Hey, we know
if you'd like to see more houses in that area, click the link below to view them now. So now we've got that set up, right? And what we do is you're able to do a bunch of different things, right? So I'm just using this as an example to send them to a generic flow. If you want to send them specifically to this flow, you would custom tailor this SMS to be this message saying like, hey, if you want to see what it takes to build a legal secondary unit on your house. I know a lot of people on the East Coast, they do that. There's actually a TV show on HGTV for a while telling people how to do it properly and going to code and things like that. So if you wanted to use that type of logic, you would say, if you're looking to build a legal tenant vacant property that you can market and live in, co-live, click this link to see that message now. So then what you do is this link to another step is going to allow you to do a bunch of different things, just like with everything else, right? So if they click that link and you want to send them to this message, you would just say send a message, but then it basically creates a new one. We don't want to create a new one. We want to use the one that's already here. So that link will then scoop over, take them to this message and start them as if they saw this for the very first time. It also refreshes the 24-hour window, so you can then send them more content. You can follow up with them. You can also make this message notify your admins. So we could do an action where it says notify admins, and you can just say, this person just reinstated their 24 hours, go to town, right? Now, you can follow up with them, send them personalized messaging, send them, subscription content, whatever you want to do, you can send that message however you want. But that's going to be the message
as a Facebook message to the admins.
Yep. So now okay, I need to follow up with this person because it's been 3 months, but they just clicked this link. They want to see more content. Let's get them going. And that's essentially what you guys can do to make an awesome staircase, right? So then let's say we sent the SMS in day 92 and we want to go back and say, all right, well, maybe they didn't click the message in day 92. So I want to then make sure that the next follow-up, which I believe is day 106. I don't think we have anything in between, because then we're starting to do a 2-week follow-up instead of every week or every day. So then you come into this message and we're going to go ahead and build again, starting with the condition, because the condition is going to say, are you this or are you that? And make sure that we're delivering the best value. You can also do this based on tags. So if you want to do not only the last interaction was 24 hours ago, but if you have a specific tag that you want to send or whatever, you can do that as well. So what we're going to do is more than 24 hours. And then we're going to say, if yes, send them something different. And this time we're going to do the email. If no, we're going to go ahead and send them this guy. All right. So for the email, this is where it's kind of the reverse of what we always talk about in ManyChat. So in ManyChat, we always talk about how the conversations and the messaging should not be like an email. We're actually going to take the message and convert it to an email to get them to come back in, right? So for this one, we're going to call this the Fixer Upper Tips, right? You can do a pre-head, you can do a subject. We're going to say the top 10 Fixer Upper Tips nobody knows about number 7. That stuff works because they're like, what's number 7? They might go straight to number 7, but we got to make sure in our Fixer Upper Tips, we've got 7 tips. Looks like we've got 5. So let's say nobody knows about number 4, so that they're getting towards the end, right? And then what we'll do is inside here, we can plug in an email. I'm going to just plug in a generic picture that we've got. This is not the one that you would use. It's not the right format or anything else, but you see what I'm saying? Well, you just create the content and we're doing it on the fly here. So then you've got open in Messenger, right? So let's say you've got the subject, you've got the pre-header that you want to give them a little bit more details, Fixer Upper Tips. You got a picture that correlates. I think tip number 1 would be a better picture to use, something that is actually doing a Fixer Upper, but we're just doing this quick to save you guys some time. So we say, hey, first name, with shows like Fixer Upper and Flip or Flop on the rise, investing in a home, blah, blah, blah. If you want to see more, to see the top 5 tips, click the link to view them in Messenger now.
Boom. And then would we show them that first message or would you go straight to the action?
Yep, I'd go straight to the action. So when they open Messenger, we're going to send a message again, creating that little pigtail, and we're going to drop that. We're going to actually increase the lead score because they did take an action, and then they're going to go straight to tip 1, and they're going to get those tips right away. So you basically got them coming in. They're going to see some amazing stuff, and you just got them again for another 24 hours. So if you
Yep.
want to do that admin action, say, hey, let me know that these people just jumped in, you can do that and then send them into that. Like, there's so many options that you guys can do. It's really what your brain thinks of. Obviously, we are going to be putting together some pretty cool updates like this. These are just a few of the things that we're working on. But that's what's so great about these new tools and these new features. So that is how you implement today all of these awesome things that were just released a week ago.
Yeah. How awesome is that? So I really love that you can re-engage them on multiple channels. And it's just something that when you add another input like SMS or another input like email, it multiplies the potential exponentially. Because now it's not just one channel, it's one channel or this one. And then now it's one channel or this one or this one. And you can do it like logically in different orders. The way that I think about it is I value the phone the highest. So Messenger and SMS are one and two. They're like tied for first. And then email is third, in my opinion, as far as the open rates, the exposure. But people, I mean, trillions of dollars are still spent and made through the email. So with that being said, we have a couple different areas that we can focus on ultimately to get them back into the messenger experience because that's where the rich media is. So rich media is not only like, a link to a photo or SMS or MMS, rich media, RCS, that's where you can send inline video, you can have buttons, you can have a lot of stuff. And as an update from the ManyChat conference, iOS and a lot of the text messaging services will be actually all of them have agreed that they will all be going to rich media as a standard. And not to get too off the rails with that, but we already have access to SMS and email and messenger through ManyChat. They're going to continue to develop rich media access to all these channels. And so, imagine doing like buttons and full flows through text, not just like a single text message, and you could reach out to your entire database through text through ManyChat. And then another thing that's on the horizon for them is the interoperability of Messenger, Instagram, DMs, and WhatsApp. So now also think about what if you had one flow that you could reach someone on Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, SMS, WhatsApp, and email? I mean, the way that it's going, it's getting pretty amazing how we'll be able to have this omni-channel approach. And not that you need to spam them on every single channel at once every time, but you can be across multiple in a logical order that makes sense. Like if they missed your email, follow up through SMS. And if they missed the SMS, drop them an Instagram DM. And again, like the Instagram DM isn't here yet, but just to like plant the seed, then you get them back in a messenger, right? And might even get to the point where because of RCS, rich media in SMS, I'm using a lot of acronyms. It might get to the point where because through text messaging and like iOS messaging and Android messaging and all that, you can just develop these full bot experiences that we might not even have to get them over to Messenger. We could have an experience that's equal on either. So, point is, like, these are some of the possibilities. Play with them, but definitely make sure that you're in compliance with the 24-hour plus one rule, which is going to the 24-hour rule starting January 15th. And these are a couple ways that you could already start building experiences in order to you just test them out prior to the 15th. And then again, Chris and I are going to be building an update for you. So if building is not really your thing, that's cool. But if you do want to test some stuff that you think would be rad, that's how we can also work with you to develop new parts of the product. And, if you just even came up with like a little baby idea and you're like, well, what if we put the text messaging here? It might unlock something for us. We can go do this crazy build and then give you guys the template. So just make sure to, think of those things, communicate them with us, just have an open dialogue with our team because we're looking for that feedback so that we can learn from you on the front lines and we learn from our top broker clients. That's how we've already built everything that we have. So your input's valuable And it's even more valuable after watching stuff like this because you can apply our knowledge of teaching you like the different inputs and outputs and the tools that are available. And then you can think in your day-to-day life of, oh, well, this would be super cool if this could do that, and you can like pose that question and we can try and solve it and build it and then have that in your day-to-day life. So what do you got, Chris?
I was just going to say on that point, like, think of those questions. Like, think of, I would like to see this thing happen, because honestly, that's how I got good at this. I started thinking of, well, how can I do this? Well, I can't do it that way. Let's try this. And I kept messing and failing and doing things. And then eventually I'm like, oh, now I know how to use this. And now I know how to use that. And just like an NFL player does, like on the field, they're not always the best route runner day one. They have to know the route. They have to know the play. And then they get really, really good at fine tuning those little movements so that they know to cut really super hard here or break here, or to do a head fake to get the receiver, or sorry, the corner, to go the opposite way so they can get more open. And you start picking up these tiny little things that make you separate and become a pro. And so those questions are the best types of questions. I would
Yeah.
like to see this thing happen. I think this would be really cool. Can we do that?
And
Bring those to us.
I like that analogy. I'm going to expand upon that. So let's say you were like amazing at real estate, right? Which that's your main thing. You want to sell more real estate. If you're an agency owner, you're probably great at like Facebook ads, and you might be in here just mainly to get the chatbot and the AI. So the way that you could think about it is, if you could be at like a Pop Warner, like a high school level with running the routes, but you're like, man, that would be super cool if this could happen, and you help us to get started on that question, then what we could do is bring that like NFL level experience and build this awesome thing that works every time and it's amazing and it's in compliance. But we wouldn't know to start that unless you maybe brought it to the table. So, just like dabble a little bit, kind of get your feet wet, mess around, break some stuff. And then once you like figure out like, okay, this is super cool. I don't really know how it would work. Hey guys, is this possible? Just throw the question up, throw the Hail Mary up. And I'd say more times than not, we'll be able to catch it and be like, you know what? Yeah, we could build that. And we could, throw a poll up, see if everyone else is interested in it. And if it gets enough backing, like you could literally prompt us to create a new vertical of the business that would not only help you, it would help tons of other agents. And at the end of the day, abundance is everywhere. Like there's so much real estate being bought and sold. No one agent could ever do all of it. And we're in this together. Really, it's like us against the iBuyers and the platforms like Zillow, Redfin, Opendoor that are trying to replace realtors. So everything we can do to help each other level up is going to help us level the playing field against these VC backed iBuyers. So that's all I got. I'm stoked that we were able to dive in and actually show them a couple of different flows and a couple of different options. Do you have anything else that you'd want to cover before we open it up to questions and then close it down?
No, I think that was everything. I just wanted to give them a real quick takeaway.
Awesome. I love it. So does anyone have any questions? Let's see. Colin said he's driving to the Explode conference now. Colin said we need that. So yeah, Colin's been interacting. I appreciate your interaction live. Thanks, man. If you guys have any questions, even during the replay, drop them. Just drop them in there. Drop hashtag replay. And what we do is we check this all week for the next week. And even if it's like a month after and you just scroll down and watch this, because you're going back in episodes, that's fine. We'll see the comment in the Facebook group. We'll go back and answer it. So definitely we want an open dialogue, ask questions. And then the last two things again, like grab your affiliate link, start sharing this thing, dropping it in Facebook groups, talking to people at your brokerage. And the other thing is subscribe to the concierge. We can't help you out unless you subscribe to the concierge. And that will help us just keep that open dialogue out from the clutter of email and out from the clutter of everything else. So nice. Colin said it was super helpful. So awesome. Well, with that, we will send it off. Another week in the books, and we are growing. So we are looking at 1,000 by December 31st, 1,000 monthly active users. Let's go. Everyone, all what is it? man the phasers, or what's this? It's like the Star Trek thing, like I don't know, whatever. We want all hands on deck. We need everyone helping out, and let's grow this thing so that we can just make this the most righteous follow-up system for real estate on the market.
100%.
Cool. All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.